Hello, I'm Louise Harnby and thank you for joining me. In this episode, I'm reading an excerpt from my guide, How to Develop a Pricing Strategy. Chapter 1, Introduction, A Healthy Pricing Mindset. This guide's purpose. This guide will show you how to develop a pricing strategy that puts you and your business front of mind. The approach you take will be based on your needs, your preferences, and your circumstances. You won't find me preaching to you about what you should charge or how you should charge. Instead, I'll guide you through the options so that you can make informed decisions based on what you feel comfortable with now. Then, if you want to make changes later because your business has grown or shifted, you can review alternative approaches with confidence. Pricing obligations and rights. Because we're self-employed business owners, we're obliged to take responsibilities for the fees we charge and accept. That will feel burdensome for some, even anxiety-inducing, but it can also be liberating when it's founded on a core belief in our right to choose. And we do have the right to choose. No one else can or should make our pricing decisions for us because no one else has enough relevant information to make an informed assessment of what's appropriate. We also have the right to price as we wish without shame or fear, regardless of whether others, fellow editors and clients, consider us too cheap or too expensive. There will always be someone in the global market of editors who's charging less, and there will always be someone who's charging more. No editor can claim to have found the Goldilocks pricing model, the one that's just right, because there are too many variables. That's worth remembering every time you feel anxious, every time you feel judged, every time you feel unsure about your prices. Pricing is a journey. Just because we choose a particular pricing model now doesn't mean it has to stay that way. Pricing, like every other part of running a business, evolves as we learn new skills, grow in confidence, become more visible, shift our focus, and expand our client lists. What works for us today might need tweaking in a week, a month, or a year. We can change our pricing approach whenever we wish, not just the fees themselves, but also the terms of payment, the methods of payment, the way in which we convey our fees to our clients, the deposits we take, and the discounts we offer. Pricing is therefore a journey. The path we take is more likely to be long and winding rather than linear. That doesn't mean we've made mistakes. It means we're prepared to try things out, review the results, and make informed decisions about whether to stay on the path or explore a new avenue. It's my hope that by the time you finish reading this guide, you'll feel empowered to make pricing decisions that you're comfortable with, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Chapter 2. Different Pricing Strategies. Why pricing needn't be stressful. Pricing is the topic most likely to stress out editors, newbies and old hands alike. We worry about getting it wrong, making a mistake, about undercharging and overcharging. Perhaps imposter syndrome and fear are holding our prices down, or maybe arrogance and stupidity are pushing our prices too high. Perhaps we're lousy business owners and poor decision makers who are too daft or too scared to price appropriately. If that's you, let me tell you right now that you are none of those things. Framing pricing in terms of strategy. Regardless of the price you decide to offer, there is a reason behind it and a name that describes your approach, one that will be recognized throughout the global business world. You might not yet know what your preferred strategy is called, or realize even that it's a thing strategically. This knowledge and recognition will help you frame your thinking such that every time a critic calls you out on your choice, and that critic might be you can justify your decision in business terms. What follows are brief descriptions of the most oft-applied pricing strategies. That's the end of this reading. I hope you'll think about joining me in this guide where you can access the rest of the material. Bye for now.